Hey everyone, and welcome to Coding in Public, Coding Out Loud. My name is JT, and today we're gonna do something a little bit different. Usually, I have like kind of uh, a big project that we want to do. Today is going to be a little more kind of just pick and choose some small tickets and get them done. Still, like one of the things that I look at is the small things are still things that will improve the site in some way or another, and so we want to keep the users coming back, and so anything we can do to improve it, whether it's big or small features, are always going to be helpful. So I've got the my own little issue board up with the open things that I want to get done eventually. Some of them are some bigger projects. Some of them are pretty simple stuff. And I think we're just going to kind of pick and choose a couple of them and knock them out. I don't think it's going to be a full 2 hour stream today, maybe closer to an hour and a half or so. But yeah, I just want to get some stuff done. And I feel like Sunday nights are the best way to do it. So pardon me, let's get started. So one of the things that I really want to be able to do is this allowing a user to remove themselves from a season. If you have been watching the site this week, admin can now delete a full season, and that basically removes everyone from it, obviously. But what I would like to be able to do is to have, so for this user who is not an administrator of this Minnesota Wild season, for example, I want them to still be able to remove themselves from it, even if they're not the admin. So the season will still exist. The administrator will still own that season, and whoever's left in it will still be a part of it. But this person who is just kind of a member of that season will be removed from it. And so this should be a fairly simple thing to do, but as always, we're going to start with some tests, and so we're going to look for the actually, let's create a new test for this. So we're going to say art make test remove user from season test, and let me know if you can see or can't see the text on here, and I can always adjust the size. So we're going to say remove user from season test. Cool. And what are we going to do? We're going to say test a user can remove themselves from a season. And we're also going to test an admin cannot remove themselves from a season. And so the reason we're doing this, and this may just be kind of a temporary thing for now, but what I don't want to happen is an admin to just remove themselves from this season, and the other people just kind of are left as part of the season who can't complete the season, which is a function that only the admin can do. So basically the admin has to be the last person or everyone has to be gone, kind of thing. So a user can remove themselves from a season, an admin cannot remove themselves from a season. So yeah, so basically what we want to say is like, we're going to say ticket season. Okay, season equals ticket season, factory, create. Actually, let's, before we even start doing this, let's just think about the API we want. So season. So right now we have add member. It's not showing up there because it's not an instance of anything right now. But so you could basically say like you would go add member and then like the user that you want to add to the season. So basically we just want to create the inverse of that with like remove member. So we basically want to say like remove member user, and then I mean that's basically the syntax we want to use. So let's go uncomment that out. So factory create. So we're going to say admin equals user factory create. Okay, and then we have to do this acting as admin. And so we want the admin to create the season. import user. Oops. Okay. And then we want to say user equals user factory create. Oh, you know, okay, so we're going to have to say, okay, so user factory create. So we want to say season add member user. So we should basically be able to say expect ticket season, season users, is it members? I'll have to take a look. Members count to be 2. Let's just test this. This is like just all the setup for this test. So so it's currently has 2 users. So then we want to say remove member, and then we want to expect that the season or the member count to only be 1. So obviously this is going to fail right now. And you cannot. Oh. Okay, so yeah, so undefined method remove member, that's fine. So we're going to open up the ticket season and let's go to add member. Okay, so that's the add member section. So we're going to say function remove member. We're going to take an instance of the user and we want to say how are we doing it here? So this users, is it detach? Users, yeah, detach user. Okay, so in theory, this should work now. Oh, no, okay. Why is that not working? What are we missing here? Okay, so this user's detached. Okay, so it's getting 1, so that's what we want. So that's going to be the user ID, I believe. DD user ID. Oh, user ID 3. Okay, so this must be a Boolean that's being casted to an int. Okay, so fail is starting at 2. Oh, you know what? I bet you we have to do season fresh. Oh, okay. I'm surprised that worked there, but not where I was expecting it to be. So let's put it there, just so we know specifically what we're doing here. So the reason I did that is what's happening is this call to members should be a fresh call. So I'm curious as to why that worked up there and why it didn't need to be refreshed down here, but that's okay. So basically we now have most of it, but we can just copy most of the test here, and then we're just going to say, get rid of that. And what we want to say is remove member admin, and we want this to stay at 2. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to have to keep that in there just so the counts are correct. Okay. So yeah, so what we're saying is we have this ticket season. We've added a second user, so now it's like there's someone else in it, and so when we try to remove the member, it's basically just the count is going to stay at 2, basically saying like they're not allowed to leave. So again, we'll obviously run the test that's going to fail, and we're going to say now if user is not this administrator now this should pass. And it doesn't. Okay. We're gonna have to do like administrator ID. Okay. Yeah. So the reason that it didn't like the comparing two models is because the objects might be structured like the properties might be ordered differently. It might see them as different. So this way, we're just checking that the user's ID is not the administrator's ID, which is fine. Okay, so we basically have a way for someone to remove themselves from a season. So the other thing that we want to do is, we want to test when a user removes themselves from a season, there are no lingering picks. And so that terminology might be a little foreign to anyone who's new to this stream. So the way it works is every member has their own set of ranked games. And so those are kept in this ticket season member picks table. And so the member ID is that person. And then the game ID, which is basically every game from that season, and then they're ordered. So like this is from apparently, when I loaded this one, it just kept it in the right order, but like you can see, like this one is 2, 3, 5, 7, 4. Like so, the first game was moved down some and stuff. So this one is now the most important game to this person. So basically, what we want to do is we want to make sure that when we remove this person, their picks from this table are removed, and that should be happening, I believe, because of the. So if we go to ticket season member, so we're using the soft cascading soft deletes, and so I guess the tickets the picks won't technically be removed; they'll just be soft deleted, but they'll have a value in this deleted at column, and for all intents and purposes, they'll be deleted from the database. We just want to make sure that it's cleaned up and that that is propagating through the system, basically. The removal of that person from the season also propagates down to their picks. So we're going to say, so we want to go like this. And so let's take a look here first. So let's look at, how do we want to look? So season add member. So what is this returning? The member. Okay, so let's just go DD. Actually, I just want to see what it's exactly returning. So it's returning the ticket season member. Okay, so what we can do is we can say, so member equals add member. Okay, so now we can say DD member. I think it's just picks. Nope. Okay. Now I'm wondering if that might be because the ticket season might not be automatically creating any games in the season, so we might have to create those as well. So let's go. Oh, this is going to be crazy. Okay, so we're going to say season for season, and in here, I wonder. Okay, we're gonna have to go look at the docs because we basically have to create some games, basically, that get pre-populated every time you add a member to the season. A full set of those games get added to those picks. So actually, let's take a look here first at DD season games. Yeah. Okay, and then so let's say has ticket season games 10. call to undefined method ticket season. Oh, has games, right? Okay, so that's good. So now, okay, so it has games. So now the pick, there should be picks there, right? Okay, so there's 10 picks there. So we should be able to say expect member picks count to be 10. And then we're going to say season remove member user. And now we're going to expect member fresh picks count. And this should, I think, be null because the member shouldn't even exist. To be null. Okay, so what are we doing here? Delete from ticket season members, ticket season. Okay, so the constraint is not happening right now, so that's interesting. Okay, so what do we got here? So the cascade soft deletes should be happening. And then if we go to member, so cascade soft deletes is happening there as well. So picks. So are we not using soft delete? Okay, so we are using soft deletes here. Okay, so delete from ticket season members. Where are ticket season members? Okay, so this is actually a really good test for us. Because it means that this cascading soft deletes is not happening like we expect it to. So what it's basically saying is we're trying to remove this thing from the ticket season members table, but there are relationships that depend on this user ID existing, and so it's not letting us. And so the cascading soft deletes is for some reason is not happening. And so let's try and figure out why that is. So it should propagate through if I understand how this package works correctly. So we're going to go Laravel cascade soft deletes. Yeah, so it's this package here. Okay, so in scenarios where you delete a parent record, you may want to also delete any. Okay, useful to able to. Okay, so okay, so we haven't defined this cascade deletes on here. Okay, so that's why. Okay, that's simple enough to fix. So we'll have to start here. And so we're going to say protected cascade deletes. I think it was, yeah, cascade deletes equals. And so what all branches off from here? So games, members, looks like that's it. Okay, so games, members, okay. And then we want to say ticket season, ticket member, yeah. And protected cascade deletes equals picks. Okay. So basically what we're basically saying is like this is the path that this this package needs to traverse before it can delete the parent. It has to cascade down through all of these, and it recursively goes through the cascade deletes to see if there's any there, and then it'll delete that one or those kind of thing, and then it'll move up to itself and then delete that and then move up until this use cascade deletes package isn't being called anymore. So now let's try and run this test. Still not happy. Okay, so delete from foreign key constraint failed. Okay, so what else are we missing? So If the app comment, its children will also be deleted and so on. Okay, so what else are we not doing? Cascade deletes, dates. I don't think we have to define the dates. Although I guess we can, but it's its own what do I want to say? It's its own property that it makes you create. So I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if this is necessary, but we'll try it. Delete it at. Okay. Ticket season member. Ticket season member pick. Game member. Yeah. So these are just the belongs to relationships. So that shouldn't matter. And then ticket season game. Again, shouldn't matter, but we'll add it here anyways. Rerun the test. Still not liking that. Interesting. Cascading soft deletes. Okay, so not yet. And I've used this package before, which makes this doubly confusing because I'm 99% sure this is all you had to do. So when in doubt, let's go digging. Let's go take a look. So validate cascading soft delete. So what is it actually validating? If does not implement, okay, soft deletes, cascade soft delete exception. Okay, so we are doing that. So if has invalid cascading relationships, so it's not throwing an exception. So get cascading, active cascading deletes. So cascade soft deletes. So for each this relationship, get as model. So if it's set as a pivot, delete the pivot, otherwise delete the model. Okay. So implement soft deletes. Okay, so let's just see if this is even showing up here. No, so it's not even being called in the right place. Okay, so ticket season member. Season belongs to picks, has many, yep. There's nothing we need to add to the relationship. It's just that this has many, which is exactly what this is. This has many. Cascade soft deletes, protected cascade deletes, and it is a protected method. Delete it at. It just needs to be named the same as the method. This is where that package aims to bridge gap functionality when using soft delete straight. Yes. Okay. Okay, and so if we go back into this, so it's boot soft delete traits. So I'm curious if the way we're deleting it is incorrect. Okay, so what happens when we go to the remove member? Okay, so users detach. I'm thinking now that by detaching, this is not doing the soft delete, or it's not calling the actual delete method, which is unfortunate. So let's take a look at our ticket season members. Discard changes. Okay, so this users, I'm probably doing this wrong here actually. So this members. Okay, so that might be, oops. Okay, so let's retest these because I'm curious. Yeah. This members. So how do I have the users? This belongs to many. It's not there. Where is the ticket season users on the ticket season members? Okay. Okay, so we're using this as kind of like both. So we have this ticket season members table, which is also acting as which is acting as a pivot table, but it's also got its own model as the ticket season members. So instead of doing this remove member, what we can do instead, so what we should be doing is saying, okay, so ticket season member, where, and so what we want to look for is the season ID and the, the ticket season ID and the user ID. So where, oh my goodness. Okay, so where ticket season ID, this ID, actually, let's go like this, put it on another line. So query where ticket season ID, so where user ID is yes, is this. So we can say user ID, okay. And then we want to say first, and then we want to say delete. Okay, so let's take a look. So if we run this test, this should pass now. Yes. Admin cannot remove themselves from a season. Yes. And okay, so fail to starting the 0 is null. Okay, so we can just say to be 0. Cool. Actually, let's be even more explicit here. Let's say expect ticket season member pick where user ID where ticket season ID is the season ID. Ticket season member picks. Ticket season member ID. Oh, yeah, that's actually not going to work as well as I thought. Okay, so we're going to go back to how it was. Okay, so member. Actually, I'm curious what member fresh dumps out here. So, season remove member. Right, because that's still technically a model. So we do have to say, so this is going to be ugly. So we're going to say deleted user. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about this, I think this test is a little unnecessary. Curious. Oops. This dumps anything out. Okay, so it is null or empty. Okay. Okay, so you know what? We'll just keep it as a test, just to make sure that we don't remove the cascading of deleting. But I'm not gonna go any further in there because, yeah, the member. Yeah. So, in fact, we can update a couple of these tests here. So we can add expect ticket season member query where, just copy this here. Ticket season ID is going to be season ID and user ID first. We're going to say get to be empty. Because basically what I want to be explicit about is that there is no longer a ticket season a ticket season member entry with this person's user ID. And so that just gives me a little extra confidence that we haven't accidentally deleted like the wrong user, for example, here, right? So this is explicit that the person that we're looking for and that we're testing on is the one that we actually meant to delete. Oh man, that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I stream every Sunday night. I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but I'm here in Canada, so we're in Mountain Time. So I stream every Sunday night from 7 to 9 ish Mountain Time. And I also post all the videos on YouTube. And I can post the link on in chat here. So if you want to go take a look at it later, that would be awesome too. But yeah, I really appreciate the follow. If you're following me here, that's amazing. Thank you very much. Okay. So what do we got here? So we've got 3 tests here. User can remove themselves from a season. An admin cannot remove themselves from a season. And when a user removes themselves from a season, there are no lingering picks. Let's change this here. The picks are soft deleted as part of the cascade. Okay. Yeah, no problem. And yeah, feel free to join. I love interacting on here. So yeah, if I can help, great. If you just want to shoot the breeze, I'm happy to do that too. So yeah, thanks for joining. Okay, so this, I think we can mark this as done. So we're going to say users can remove themselves from seasons. One day I will learn how to type. And so we can say, okay, so that definitely doesn't need to change. This, yeah, these 4 need to change with the correct cascading. Okay, so what do we want to say? Updating cascade soft deletes to include correct model properties. And then implement user removal from season functionality. Okay, and cool. And so the last thing we want to do, obviously, is actually let the person do that. And so this is just going to be I think some kind of check mark or some kind of button here that they can use to do that. And so what I'm thinking is I actually don't like the fact that these buttons kind of make my picks go in the wrong place. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go into the dashboard, and we are going to do a little reorganization here because I think that needs to be moved around. Okay, so if upcoming season, so this is what we're talking about. So if they can admin this, okay, so this, what we really want to do is we want to put this up here. Get rid of these blank lines. So now, okay, that's better. And so how do we want to do this? Do we want to just make this a red X? Yeah. Okay, so I think what we can do is, so where is, okay, so it's this button here. And so what we want to say is delete season. What does that look like? Not great. So we want to say div, and we want to put class of font semi-bold, and we want to make this button flex. We want to put some margin left, margin left on here. All right, so delete season is now obvious. And then what we'll do is we will, okay, so how do we want to do this? I think we're going to say, so if you're not the admin, it's going to be this else. So for the moment, we're just going to go like this. I'm just going to copy and paste it here, but we're going to say leave season. And we're going to say leave season. Okay, and so that route is obviously not going to exist, so we can make that. So let's go to our routes file, routes web, and season delete. We want, leave. Wow, my typing is awful here today. Okay, leave season controller. Okay, so that's obviously not going to work now because we don't have the controller. So let's add that. So art make controller. We want it to be invocable. And leave season controller. Oops. What did I do wrong here? Invalid route. Oh, right, because I added the route before it doesn't exist. So let's try this again. Okay, now we can uncomment it. Okay, invalid route action leave season controller. Did I leave season controller? Okay, so at least it's there now. So now if we say leave season controller, basically what we're going to do is we're just going to make it kind of the same, delete season controller, effectively the same functionality here. So we're going to say, we're going to take in a ticket season, and it's going to return a redirect response. Okay, it's fine because it's not doing that just yet. And so we actually don't need it to be the admin of the season. We just want to make sure that the person is a member of the season. So I believe if we go to the policy, just want to make sure that yeah, so if they can make a pick, yeah, that's fine. So authorize, so they just need to be able to pick from that season. It means they're a member. And so what we want to say is we want to say remove member auth user. Expect to type auth. Oh, right. Okay. So how do we want to do this? So if auth user auth user. Okay, so now we know it's not null. Why are you still auth user not equal to null? Let's check that there. Okay, so I'm going to say user equals auth user. And if we have a user, this makes this so ugly. I'm going to delete the user. Authenticatable. Okay, so let's update our member user authenticatable. Okay. All right. So now we verified that the person is a member of the season because they're allowed to pick from it. So that means they are a member. Then we're going to take this. Now I'm curious if we say, okay, cool. All right. And then, so it's going to redirect them to the dashboard. So in theory, if we click leave season, this Minnesota Wild season should basically just disappear from our list. It did not. Interesting. This action is unauthorized. Okay, so I'm wondering, okay, so I'm refreshing and it's still there. That suggests that there is still a member entry. So deleted at, okay, so it's got to be this one, the one that we just deleted. And so why is it pulling deleted seasons? It should not be. So let's go back to our dashboard, controller. Okay, so what are we loading here? So ticket seasons completed. So invitations, we don't care about the user ticket seasons. Filter. Okay, so let's take a look at the user model. I don't think we're doing any kind of weird stuff with a relationship like including deleted seasons. Ticket seasons, yeah. So we're not in. So the one thing I was thinking about is just like in some weird chance, like you can do the with trashed, pardon me, the with trashed modifier on here. So it'll pull any soft deleted seasons. Without trashed should be the default, I'm sure. But let's go take a look and see if there even is a with trashed. So yeah, so this is interesting. Okay, so use soft deletes. Okay, so use with trash. Okay, so we don't. Right. Okay, so that's using. This is what I was talking about. So that adding with trash should include the trashed models, but we're not doing that, so we should not be getting with trashed. So with trashed. Okay, so we definitely like. Is there a without trashed? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so will not retrieve models that have been soft deleted. Okay, so that seems at odds with the fact that we have a model here, ticket season members. So let's take a look at the logic again. So user going to ticket seasons. User belongs to many ticket seasons. Oh. Okay, so here's the issue is that so the relationship. All right. Oh, and my camera is off. Apologies there. Sometimes we have some power issues in the house. Our breaker blows, so I just had to go reset that. Okay, so let's get back to what we were talking about here. So the way the relationships work in this app are it goes from user to ticket seasons and then ticket seasons to ticket season members. So right now, it's returning the ticket seasons, even though the ticket season members is deleted because the season itself is technically what the relationship is looking for, and the season has not been deleted. It's just our membership within it. So we are going to have to say, okay, so how... this is going to be interesting. Okay, so we don't actually care what controllers we want. Relationships. We don't care about many to many. That's not what we're looking for. I just want to get to this page. So what we want to do is we want to, and I'm curious if this will even work, is so ticket seasons. And but what we're really looking for is okay, actually let's take a look here. Belongs to many. Okay, so when we're defining the foreign key stuff, okay, so okay, belongs to many. Where are those? Belongs to many. Okay. Yeah, so right now, this is the pivot table that it's working on. Or sorry, not the pivot table, but like the the intermediate column or whatever. I mean, I guess it's kind of like a pivot table. Okay, so can we set conditions on this pivot table? Belongs to many ticket season class, the pivot table being the ticket season members, user ID, and then the ticket season ID. It's actually kind of interesting because you'd expect that would, so if it's using the ticket season members as the pivot table, that it would respect the deleted at column. So what if we were to do... Okay, actually, that's interesting. Okay, so this looks like a new syntax that we can use. So we could try and do this return belongs to many user class using the ticket season members, which is what this is basically doing. And I would expect, of course, this is a big if, but I would expect it to respect the deleted at column. So now if we go into here, go back to StubSquad, base table, view not found, ticket season user doesn't exist. Okay. Okay, so that might be okay. Let's take a look at the auth user load, ticket seasons, season team. Okay, so ticket season user. Okay, so maybe this won't work as I was hoping. Finding you should extend the pivot class. Okay. Pivot models may not use the soft deletes trait if. Right. Well, that sucks. Okay, so this has to go back here. Soft delete pivot records. Consider converting your pivot model to an actual eloquent model. So what if we were to return this belongs to many? Okay, so I'm just thinking out loud here. So what if we were to do a has many through relationship? I don't think this will solve our problem, but let's go take a look. Has many through. Okay, so distant relations via an intermediate relation. For example, let's assume we're building project deployment. Yes. We fluently define. Okay, so again, this is the great thing about playing around here and having the ability to play around with stuff like this. So let's just try a has many through relationship. Change the return type. And so let's say ticket season member. Don't think this is going to work, but let's try it out. Unknown column, ticket seasons, ticket season member ID in on clause. So where is that failing there? Okay, so auth user load ticket season. Oops. Okay, so I'm curious what it would load if we say user equals auth user load ticket seasons. Actually, I just want to dump that out. What do we get here? Unknown column ticket season member ID. Okay, so it's failing on the relationship itself. Okay, so it's not going to work. Let's try something else. Back all this out. Okay, so we have belongs to many relationship through the ticket season members. Has many through, okay, so foreign keys, yeah. That's too bad. That really sucks, because I was hoping that we were able to make this easy, but it's obviously not going to work as easy as I hoped. So really, let's go like this. I'm just going to comment this out for a moment, and let's just go the proper path. So really it's members, and so it's as many, and so we're going to say public, return this has many ticket season member, right? Because what we're saying is we're just going to get the actual has many, or the actual ticket season member relationship, and then from there we'll go into the ticket seasons. So let's go like this, members, and just take a quick look here. What's the relationship? So it's just called season. Okay. Members season. Okay, so does this return the same stuff? Probably not. No. And we're filter on null. Okay. So what are we not getting here? So if we get members, load members season. Season member. So this is going to give us the ticket season. Yes. Okay. And then, because what we want from the ticket season then is the team and the season, right? Okay. So let's take a look and just DD out user to see what we're actually getting returned here. So attributes, don't care about that. We want relations, so members, okay, items. Okay, so these are the ticket season member. Okay, so we just have to change how we're accessing the data. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's go back here and take a look, and we're gonna say user member seasons. Ooh. Because the relationship is like this. So I don't know. Property seasons does not exist on this collection instance. Right. So what we have to do is we have to say each. It's been a while since I've done this. I don't think this is going to work, but we'll try to generate property nickname on null. Okay, so let's just dump out upcoming seasons and see what we got here. Okay, so upcoming seasons is the same. Okay, so original. Okay, so relations, season. So this is going to actually be, I mean, that should be correct because there were 4 there before. So it's probably just how we are accessing this. Okay, so just going to leave that there for a minute and refresh this. So what are we not accessing? Let's go look at the dashboard and take a look at these upcoming seasons to figure out what's different about the actual season itself. So let's go DD. Is there a DD command? There is. Cool. Upcoming seasons. Seasons. So it's doing should be doing a for each over this. Yeah. So created at, okay, so let's take a look here. Are we even getting anything? TD ticket seasons. Okay, so relations, season, relations. Okay. Okay, so it's adding this second layer here. So what we want to do is say season. Let's ticket season. Yep. And then down here we want season. At the top, for the invitations, those should not change. Property season does not exist on this collection instance. Well, that's a lie because I'm pretty sure I just saw it, but we'll do this again. So if we DD out ticket season, it's ugly, but that's okay. Relations, season is very much a relation there. So why is it not? I assume it has to do with this. Yeah, we should be able to go like this and say season here in this relationship. Assign property season on null. Oh, right, because it's back as part of this there. And it's going to be down on this for each, right? Yeah. And off here. Okay. Property off. Okay, so what am I missing here? DD ticket season. Okay, so if we do ticket season here, can access those properties correctly. So I guess we'll do this one by one until we figure out why it's not working. Access logo URI. Ticket season. What line was that? 168. And 13. Attempting to read property team on null. Well, that's very interesting because it was there a minute ago. Okay, so let's go back to our dashboard controller and try and figure this out. So So we got ticket season member. And the season. Okay, so I'm curious. Laravel map. So basically, what I want to do is I basically want to refactor this this assignment to basically have the same structure as the old one. So let's go and figure out what the so we're going to say map. So it's going to take an item, right? It's going to take a, what is it, a ticket season member. Item and the key, right? Yeah. And, okay, and so what we want to do we basically want to take each member and we want to return the item season. So now if we go DD upcoming seasons, shouldn't be the members, it should be the season itself. Right. Okay, and so there's one that's null. And so what we can do is if item season, I guess we'll double check that again. Upcoming seasons should only be 3. If not empty, okay, so why? What is it about this season that it's allowed to be null? Let's just go like this. We're going to dump item season. So that way it won't stop. It'll just, yeah. So if item okay, so relations season, that should have something in it. Relations season is null. So if item season not equal to null, still mapping over it. Awesome. Curious if the underlying, yeah. Okay, so we can't do that. So I guess we can just filter again through. Filter. Season. Return. So, okay, so my thinking here is like, actually, okay, so if, okay, so filters should only filter out things that have something in it. So if we say season, There we go. Okay, so now we're just getting the seasons that are not null. Okay, so we can borrow this. Okay, so completed seasons, yep. Now the third one is gone. Okay, or the fourth one is gone. Beautiful. Wow, that was a lot. Okay, so, and it's certainly not performant. In fact, if we say and this can get rid of this filter and just go straight into the map. Right. Property season does not exist on this collection instance. Oh. Yeah, because we want the dashboard to basically be exactly as it was. So where is that for each? Right there. Okay. Cool. And actually, I want to change this to put the admin stuff on the other side as well, because that looks horrible. So where is the can? That's the can. Put it there. Right. Okay. So now the admin is off, is on the correct side. So the season results is the same no matter whether you were the admin or not. So that looks better. Okay. I think that should be everything for that. And I'm seeing that the screen is not showing correctly. And so I'm curious if anyone has been watching and watching the wrong thing this whole time. That sucks. Let's just go share that and then flip back. That sucks. Okay, well, I will, I guess, recap what I've just been working on for the last little bit. So, so prior to what I was just working on, a deleted season was still showing up here. And so what I've done is I have added a map over each list of seasons. Oops, duplicate that, get rid of those. So we're basically mapping over this list of seasons to say if the season isn't null, we want to return it, and then we want to filter where all those seasons are not null and the season is complete. In this case is false, and in this case the season is true. So basically, if we go make my picks, or actually, I guess let's go admin a season. So Winnipeg Jets, let's complete this season, blah, blah, blah. Let's go back to the dashboard. Okay, so here you go. So now this is all sorted out. So this is all on the correct side. This season is now completed. So you can see that it's done. And so that should be the main thing. So let's take a look here. Is there anything else we need to do? I don't believe so. So basically what we had to do is we had to change this, these maps. Originally the way it was working was like the seasons were coming right off the user. So it would have been like this. But now that we've changed, the relationship to be from the users to be a has many to the ticket season members, we no longer have there's like an actual intermediary step. So so we just basically need to make sure that that's being taken into account. So that's what the map and filter is all doing. So I'm just going to run all our tests. There shouldn't be anywhere else, I don't think, that the seasons are even referenced from a user context. So that it should just be that one place, but we're just going to run our tests to make sure. Cool. So all our tests pass. So right now, as it stands, you can now leave a season. You can, if you're an admin of the season, you can delete it. And then you can delete it as well from your completed list if for whatever reason you choose to. The idea being that, like, if you are a member for several years or you have several different groups of season tickets, this list might get fairly long, and it's up to you if you want to see them. So in the back end, we still have access to see that season list exists, but at the end of the day, if you don't want to see it anymore, you don't have to, and we're not going to force you to see it. So I think this is good. I think we can update our pull request here. So we can say creating leave season controller. Yep. We want to, what do we do here? So, okay, so we're updating, what do we want to say? We want to updating remove member signature to allow authenticatable. Updating, what do we want to say? Updating ticket season relationship. And actually, now that I'm saying this out loud, we can basically go, we can say public function season has many through. So we're going to say ticket season member. And this is through ticket season. Yeah. So that way the relationship is still there if someone needs it for some reason. I can't think of a specific reason right now, but this should at least should work here. So has many should be ticket season member. Okay, so updating ticket season relationships, fine. Actually, we're gonna undo that last commit. These changes we just made. Okay, and then updating dashboard to show correct, to show buttons for leaving season. Cool. Publish branch. And if we go to GitHub, we should be able to do a compare and pull request. Users can remove themselves from seasons, and there is a ticket here for this. So 114 closes 114. All right, so it's got those commits. So let's create this pull request. Okay. Pardon me. Okay, so that action can keep working. Let's close those, and let's go see what else we can take care of here. So after creating the season, the page doesn't reload. Okay, I think this was an issue. It was just kind of a temporary thing, so I think we can actually probably just close this. Create season, rolling, invite the squad. Let's go. Okay, so it's actually not reloading the pics. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so that should actually be a fairly simple fix, because what the problem is it's doing the wire navigate without actually like reloading the data in it. So we can go GCO main and let's go GCB page not showing most recent season creation. Yeah, so what we really want to do is we want to say create new season. So this button down here. So what is the button doing? Wire click, show pick pattern selection, wire click, create season. So that should be that button that I'm thinking of. Okay, so let's just go like New York, New Jersey Devils, sure, whatever. That one, invite the squad. So it's the let's go button. And so when it clicks, it's doing the create season method on the create season. Okay, so redirect route. So it's this navigate true. So we basically just want to get rid of that. Because what's happening is so on the wire navigate, it's kind of it's this really cool thing with Livewire where it kind of like preloads the page. But in this particular instance, it's not getting the right data. It's just like immediately redirecting you back with the data that was there. And so now if we say, let's go. Yeah, so now New Jersey Devils is showing up there. That's good. Okay, so that's number 111. So this is a quick fix. Okay, so removing wire navigate on new season creation closes. What was it, 111? Yes, number 111. Polish branch. Cool. All right, another one done. After creating the season, the page doesn't reload. Okay, so that's what we just did. Did 114. I'm not going to worry about analytics right now because that's a bit of a bigger project. That might be for next week's stream. Skip forward button doesn't go away on next page. I'm not sure what this is about, so I'll have to do some more digging. Updates the season completion page. Okay, so this one has to do with, so if we go to the admin page, why are those showing in the wrong? Oh, right, because we're on the other branch. Okay, make my picks. Okay, actually, just to stay constant, let's get to the main branch. Okay, so when someone completes a season, what we would like is, so the selections right now as they show up, it's the first pick, then the second, then the third, and it kind of gets rid of any kind of like excitement because you've got the most important game that's left first, and as every game goes, it's really showing you the games that less and less people rank, or that people rank lower and lower, right? So what we were thinking is having the order flipped. So it'll show you the 41st game first, and then the 40th, and then the 39th, and then the 38th. So that way each game is kind of getting it's kind of building up excitement because the most desired game is going to be the first pick kind of thing, right? So this might be a little bit difficult. I'm not entirely sure because I remember there was some JavaScript that I had to do to make this work. So if we go to the routes web, and it's the is it the complete, or is it the yeah, season complete. So which one is this? It's complete season. Completed season. Yeah. So is that right? Routes web season. Oh, completed season. Okay, cool. So we have the games. The games are gotten. And then what are we loading? The completed season. Okay, and I feel like, yeah, so current place. So what we want to do is we want to say current place minus minus, and current place equals games count plus 1. So let's see which one it starts out with. Okay, so is it actually doing all of them at once? Yeah. All right, so let's go like this. In this season, I just want to make sure that it's not just has to do with like the way the live wire is. It's probably going to show them all. Okay. Okay, so what do we want to do? So the current place, so it should start at the very last one, show each one for 4 seconds. And then, so set interval, current place. Interesting. So it's actually removing them. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, what do we want to do? Completed season. So sort by, okay, yeah, so what we really want to do is we want to say sort by overall pick. Ascending. Oh, sort by ascending doesn't exist. Okay, so sort by is the ascending version. Okay, that's fine. So how do we want to do this? So open current place is less than or equal to 41st pick in the draft. 40th. Okay, beautiful. Now it's working. That's what we wanted. 39th pick in the draft. Beautiful. So that was okay. Completed season now shows picks. Now updates. I don't know. Shows picks in reverse. And which one was this? 109. Actually, no. Undo that commit. GCB. Show completed. Show completed season picks in reverse. Push that. And do a pull request for this one. Users can remove themselves from seasons. What failed? PHP stan. Okay, so that's okay. GCO main, GCO users. Pardon me. PHP stan. What are your errors today? Ooh, a lot. Okay. Well, this is what static analysis is for, so that's okay. So access to an undefined property, higher order collection proxy. Ooh, this is going to be fun. Okay, so let's close that and go into the dashboard controller. I think after these, I think this is going to be kind of the end of the stream. So once we get these all sorted out, we'll probably call it quits for today. So, okay, so access to an undefined property, higher order collection proxy seasons. So it's this that it's going to be complaining about. Line 22, yeah, each seasons. I mean, it's interesting that it works. Higher order collection proxy. Let's take a look at what it suggests. If class is meant to have dynamic properties when they vary from object to object, it needs to have one of the following conditions: have get, be standard class or extend standard class, have allow dynamic properties. Let's just assume someone else has had this before. Yes. Okay, so what is the issue? We don't support higher order proxy functions yet. Okay, PHP standard generics. Okay, let's take a look. PHP stand higher order collections. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's just see if by itself this works. Cannot find a package. Minimum stability. Is this like an old package? PHP stand 1.0. Find a version of package that match your minimum stability. Oh, because they haven't marked it as stable yet. Is it still probably listed as beta? I betcha. Minimum stability dev. It's not. If you also install extension installer, then you're all set. Well, we're all going on a trip here. PHP stand. Okay, so let's try. Yes. Okay, so let's try this. And let's take a look at composer JSON. Minimum stability. Is it beta? Fine. All right. Okay, so in our PHP stand parameters, yes, parameters. So we want to copy this. Just get rid of those altogether. This can be tabbed back. Okay, so higher order collection. Okay, so let's try PHP stand now. Just go like this. I don't think we actually really need to care about that since it's kind of the default. Or I hope it's the default. results. Okay, so we're going to assume that that includes this now. Okay, so 11 errors, so that's got to be, oh, no, it's not less. Okay, so we're going to revert all those changes. We're going to uninstall that package. Remove. Yes, and we're going to put our composer back to stable. Oops. Yes. Actually, I'm curious if I put this back to dev. Let's install this by itself without the package manager. And then add this. PHP stan, neon dist. Yeah, it's still not. Oh, actually, you know what? Now let's add those parameters. Parameters higher order collection. Parameters higher order collection 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not doing any of that. Yeah, because we want to proxy the map and the filter. That's the whole point of this rabbit hole. And at the end of the day, let's just go take a look and see what they're doing. Map class reflections is collection proxy. Yeah. Okay. I think for now, we're going to revert these. We're going to composer install. And let's go back to PHP stan. We'll deal with the issues that we actually can deal with right now, and then we'll figure out the higher order proxy stuff later. So we're just going to ignore the dashboard controller for now. Ticket season. Okay, so ticket season. So this is going to be protected array, and this is going to puke because it doesn't have a. I'm just going to say. Var array. This is going to be an array of strings. Okay, so ticket season. Oh, remove member needs to have a return type. Void. Okay. 11 errors should be down to about 6 or 7. 8. Okay. Ticket season. Access to an undefined property. So line 180. So if user ID access to an undefined property authenticatable. So authenticatable apparently does not have an actual ID on it. The name get auth identifier name. How do we want to do this? If Okay, so what is it complaining about? It's complaining about the ID on 180 and 183. So it's the user ID. So if, how can we do this? I think we're just going to enforce that, and then on the delete season was it the remove user from season test. That's the controller that we actually care about, really. So delete season controller, not that one. We want the, well, it's going to be in the same place. So leave season controller, that's what we're looking for. So if auth user instance of user, there we go. Okay, so this is gonna, so the static analysis isn't smart enough, I guess, to figure out that this can only be an instance of the user. Even though this instance of it, how can, I guess, let's say, okay, user equals auth user. Actually, is that it? What if we do this? I don't know if this is fully going to work. Okay, so the PHP stand works, but I'm curious if that's going to break the test now. Okay, so for right now, that works. Okay, so let's go, no, I don't want to run those. We want to go PHP stand. Okay, so other, so leave season controller, auth manager. Okay, so line 19. So if auth, still not liking it. Yeah, it's fun. So PHP Stand, which is the static analysis tool, knows that this is like not a problem. So if it's an instance of the user, see, so PHP Stand is smart enough to look at the enclosing scope. And so it sees that we're checking to make sure that this is a user, so that this can only be a user at this point. But whatever tool it, is, so IntelliFence, I guess, is not smart enough to say, okay, well, by definition, auth user in theory could be null for sure. It could be authenticatable or null, but it's wrapped in a conditional to make sure that it's actually an instance of user first. So it's not smart enough to do that. So whatever, I'm not going to stress about that. Ticket season game. Okay, so if we go ticket season, yeah, that's actually what we wanted. Ticket season, because the dates are going to be up here. So what do we got? Ticket season game. Dates is going to be that. 6 errors. 5. Okay, so ticket season member. This. And we can go like that, and it's an array of strings as well. And member pick. Cool. Okay, so this should be, yeah, so the only ones remaining are these 2 that are left. And so I will figure these out on my own time here, because I'm getting pretty hungry, and it is about almost 9 o'clock, so I should probably have some dinner. So just to kind of recap what we've done here today, we basically built out a feature, and the feature works. It's just a matter of getting PHP, the static analysis tool, to accept what we've done, but there's no actual problems. This is just kind of like a syntax thing that we need to teach PHP Stan about these higher order collections. So I'll figure that out offline. But basically, so now users can remove them from seasons by themselves. We can, when the season is created, when the season is created, it'll actually show it on the dashboard without having to refresh. That was just an issue with the Wire Navigate. And then also when you complete a season, the picks show up in reverse to kind of build up anticipation for that final pick. So thanks for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate the eyeballs and the commentary. I apologize for the power outage there that screwed up my screen there for a bit, but I will know that for next time that I actually have to refresh the screen for that to kick in the next time that happens. Again, I'm JT, also known as Nexe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next Sunday. Later.